Imagine this, a road trip that has it all. We're talking ancient castles, legendary race courses, and absolutely stunning coastlines. Well, you're in luck, because today we are breaking down the ultimate 13-day itinerary for an unforgettable adventure through the UK and the Isle of Man, all set for July 2026.
Okay, first things first, let's get a bird's eye view of the whole thing. This is the Grand Tour. It all kicks off on July 12th when you land in Edinburgh, Scotland. Then, on the 15th, you're hopping a ferry to the incredible Isle of Man. You'll head back to the mainland on the 19th, this time hitting Wales, before driving all the way down to Cornwall by the 21st. The whole thing wraps up in London on July 23rd, and you fly out the next day. It's a huge adventure, and we're going to get into every detail. So, here's our game plan. We'll start with a quick mission briefing. Then we'll go phase by phase, starting with Edinburgh, then the Isle of Man, and then that amazing drive through Wales and Cornwall before the big London finale. And you're definitely going to want to stick around for the end, because we'll cover an essential booking checklist you just can't skip. All right, listen up. Here's your mission briefing. You're flying in most likely on Emirates. Phase 1 is all boots on the ground, exploring Edinburgh on foot. After that, you'll pick up your rental car for the main event, an epic road trip across the UK mainland, and of course, the legendary Isle of Man.
So our adventure kicks off in Scotland's incredible capital, Edinburgh. For 3 days, we are diving headfirst into its history, its charm, and maybe most importantly, its delicious baked goods. We've got 2 very specific culinary missions for you.
Day 1 is the shortbread mission. First, you got to get that essential photo at the Edinburgh Castle Esplanade. Then, the hunt is on. You can find the classic stuff at places like Old Edinburgh or Romanes and Patterson, but the real treasure? That's the artisanal, intensely buttery shortbread you'll find at a local spot like Pennies and Poppy Seeds. Day 2 is, you guessed it, the scone mission. Your main objective is to find a proper cream tea with homemade scones, and honestly, Clarinda's Tea Room is the perfect place for it. After that, you can work it all off with a walk down the super colorful Victoria Street, which looks a lot like Diagon Alley, or hike up Kelton Hill for some amazing city views. Then you can finish the day with a pint and a meal at the famous World's End pub. Okay, after all those delicious Edinburgh quests, the adventure really shifts gears. 3.5, that's how many hours it takes to drive from the city all the way to Hashimport. This is the moment your walking tour officially becomes the grand road trip. And that road leads us right here, Phase 2, the Isle of Man. We're saying goodbye to the mainland for 4 days of totally unique island culture, jaw-dropping landscapes, and yeah, a serious dose of motorsport adrenaline. Now, what's so cool about the island is the sheer variety. 1 minute, you can actually be driving on the legendary TT Mountain Course. Yes, the real public roads from the world's most famous motorcycle race. The next, you can step back in time to see the gigantic Laxey Wheel, a marvel of Victorian engineering. You can also go explore the windswept ruins of Peel Castle, and then take a breathtaking ride up the Snaefell Mountain Railway for views that go on forever. After an incredible time on the island, we're hopping on the ferry back to the UK mainland. This kicks off Phase 3, and it's all about dramatic changes in scenery. We're going from the medieval fortresses of North Wales all the way to the rugged coastlines of England's southwest. Our first stop is the stunning walled town of Conway in North Wales. After you get settled in, the first evening is perfect for a meal at a traditional coaching inn. The next day is all about exploring the magnificent Conway Castle, before you hit the road for one of Britain's most scenic drives, right through the heart of Snowdonia National Park. And a fun fact, in Welsh it's known as Eryri, which means the place of eagles. How cool is that? Okay, get ready for a proper travel day. 6. That's the number of hours for what we're calling the Grand Journey South. This is the big drive that takes you from the mountains of Wales all the way down to Cornwall, and you get to see the British landscape completely transform right before your eyes. And this slide right here shows you exactly why that 6-hour drive is so worth it. I mean, in Cornwall, you can stand at Land's End, the very westernmost tip of England, with nothing but the Atlantic Ocean in front of you. You can see a play at the Minnock Theatre, which is this unbelievable amphitheater carved right into a granite cliff. You'll get to photograph the iconic St. Michael's Mount, a castle on a tidal island that looks like something out of a fairy tale. And to top it all off, you can have dinner at the Sloop Inn, a pub that's been around since the year 1312. Just think about that. From the ancient and wild coast, we head for our final stop. Phase 4 is the grand finale in London.
We're trading those quiet country roads for the iconic streets and the non-stop energy of one of the world's greatest cities.
This is it, the last major leg of the road trip. It's a 5-hour drive from Cornwall into London. Time to navigate the city streets, return that trusty rental car, and switch back to exploring on foot for the final stretch of the adventure. Your final 24 hours are all about soaking it in. A classic London farewell means you get to do some last-minute, high-end shopping at iconic stores like Liberty or Fortnum & Mason before making your way to the airport for the flight home. Now, an adventure this epic doesn't just happen by magic. It needs some careful planning. So now we're getting to what might be the most important part for anyone who actually wants to do this trip, your booking checklist. Okay, listen up, because this is probably the single most important tip of this entire guide. Before you book anything else, you have to confirm this. Not all rental car companies let you take their vehicles on a ferry. Showing up at the port only to be told you can't board would be a complete disaster for the trip. Get it in writing.
And here's the rest of your advanced checklist. Remember, this is high season, so all those charming little B&Bs will get booked up fast. Tickets for the Minack Theater, they sell out almost instantly, so you've got to be quick. You also need to pre-book both legs of the Isle of Man ferry for you and the car. And of course, that one-way car rental from Edinburgh to London, book it early to avoid disappointment and crazy prices.
And there you have it, a complete blueprint for the road trip of a lifetime. The route is mapped, the sites are picked out, and the logistics are all laid out for you. The only question left to ask is, who are you putting in the passenger seat?